you will never get an advice from me, but you will get information. And then when you receive the information, you can decide what to do with that piece of information. I have no name, but some people know me as Oscar Vega. So I think nothing that is thought at 20, 30, 40 is stable in life. And it is only stable if you are not oriented to learn. And I think that people today have a problem. They don't want to learn. They want an easy life at 20 and 50. And this is a problem because if you are only thinking on having a stable life, you will never move out of the mainstream and you will not be a different person. I always try to be different every single day. Again, fighting. And how can you fight to be different? By putting your vision not only on the robots, but also on the differences. And when you follow the different people, maybe you're able to understand different life perceptions. And you need to fight. Believe me, when I try to understand everything that happens around us, it's a very, very exhausting experience because you need to read a lot. You need to get, let's say, reliable sources because it is plenty of non-reliable sources. You need to try to distribute your time between fake and non-fake sources, and you need to understand why people say that and why other people is saying the opposite. But in my opinion, there are more interesting things on different people than robots.
Why do you think is traveling important?
Traveling is not important. Because there is another amazing quote I'm giving to you for free, by the way, that is, wherever you are, wherever you travel, you are there. You will always travel with your brain. Madrid, Bali, Indonesia, or Thailand. Your brain will be with you. What is important is to teach your brain to travel. Travel is not important by itself. To force your travel to learn when you're traveling, to adapt to a new currency, a new language, new people, new weather, new culture, new, let's say, circumstances. You will learn a lot. Same as people. When you meet people, 95% of them will not be enriching for you. That's okay. It is like life. Everything is okay, but the average is okay. 5% of people will be amazing. And on these 5% of people, there are learnings. And try to find those different people to learn. Travel by itself is nice. Travel by itself will not change your life. You will change your life if you teach your brain that every single place is different and try to restart from scratch every single place you arrive.
But basically traveling would also be possible only in your thoughts.
Yes. I will not talk about drugs because I have never tried it. But if I talk about you can travel by using your brain. I think of course, yes. But I think it's like sex. You can imagine your sex, but it's better to do it. Okay, traveling, it is good if you create in your brain, but it's better to travel, real traveling, not virtual traveling, real traveling. But it's okay, you can travel by using your brain.
What is, if you had like one advice for people also our age, what would it be? Like, what is the biggest lesson that you learned?
I have it. Never give or receive an advice. I had a friend who entered in AA, Anonymous Alcoholics. Okay, and in that organization, they always say never give or receive an advice because you are talking to someone who is really different from you. So maybe what you're saying is not valid for him or her. So you will never get an advice from me, but you will get information. And then when you receive the information, you can decide what to do with that piece of information. But I will never tell you what you have to do, because you are you and I am me.
What was your biggest difficulty in your life?
My biggest difficulty?
Yes.
Very easy.
And it wasn't difficult?
No. My biggest, there's something that for sure made me better. My children, my daughters, were stolen to me 15 years ago, and they moved to Mexico because her mother decided to take them with to Mexico. And I learned that family is not something that happens into a house. Families can happen also at 12,000 kilometers distance. And I love them and they love me. In fact, one of them is living with me. She has decided to move from Mexico to Spain. So this is my main problem in life. I told you I'm the luckiest person you have ever met. I'm lucky because I learned to be a better person. I converted from a father to an angel. I was surrounding my daughters so far from them, but I was flying around them, not as a traditional father, but as an angel. So this is the biggest one, and as you can think, I'm stronger than before.
Yes. Do you have anything else to say?
Yes, of course, yes. I need to have the last word as a teacher. It is amazing to talk with brilliant brains. Thank you.
If you watched the video until now, this is your sign to subscribe.
And if you have any more questions or a completely opposing opinion, write it down in the comments below.
Thanks for watching and see you next week.